Welcome to this class. Please work with me as we go through what this application has to offer. This is single warehouse inventory, stock, invoicing, and billing management. And perhaps you have someone who has a warehouse or who has a shop somewhere and a little bit confused of the items in the warehouse, or a little bit confused of sales, expenses, and the likes. This is a good platform to manage everything that happens in the shop. It could be a warehouse that sells, or a shop that sells computer accessories. It could be a service company. It could be a shop that sells perhaps provision items and grocery items and the likes. As long as the items can be counted, it's a good application, and it saves you a lot of stress and a lot of eggs. You can send the invoice to your client or your customers online, and that reduces the cost overhead in printing your invoices at every now and then. And you can go back and pick up your records, as the case may be, anytime you want. And you can, from anywhere in the world, as long as you have internet access, know what's going on in the shop at every point in time. Work with me. Let's get to have a look at what's going on here. Before we do, these are the items that are covered, or the features covered in this. In the previous video that we did, we have the application manages different warehouses, and it's much more intensive and expatiated than this. Here we have invoicing, quotation, purchase orders, inventory management, that's stock, customer management, supplier management, accounts, transactions, data reports, ticket base, and so lot more. But I think it's better off seeing from the interface and the logo. Let's go there. So we have this as demo login. Right. So here we already created few things to make the navigation easier. While you're here, this is how the dashboard looks like. We haven't raised any invoice so far today and this month, but from the dashboard you should be able to take a look in summary about what goes on in the shop. Total expense, total revenue. Revenue is running negative because there's an expense of $380,000 with no income, and it gives you for income based on the month and the list of transactions, invoices, cash flow, expenses, tax manager, perhaps you want to use that, transaction details here, stock alert, and whole lot. Alright, let's go. So first, let's start from the invoicing. As we've seen here, the invoicing says you can have custom tax rates per product, custom discount rate per product, integrated stock manager, get online payment, decent invoice, printing template. Let's go straight to the invoicing. Alright, here the invoicing is located at the sales end. You can say new invoice. So, but before you raise an invoice, you need to ensure that you already have a client added, and also you have the product already added. But let's see what goes on here. Alright, so perhaps you have not added a client. You can add a client from this interface as new client. If you have added a client, you can just type the initial or anything you can remember about the client to pull it up. Okay, so let's have a look here to see our client list so that we can just, okay, we have Chooks and we have Xenotrix Advanced Sector. Let's use this guy, Chooks, which is quite easy to remember. So new invoice, we have Chooks as our client. Alright, Chooks, come down. Okay, so warehouse is Lagos. So product code, it's assumed that I've already added the product, but we're still going to come down to the side of the product. I've added a 5 Mbps something, yeah, monthly bandwidth subscription for 100,000. Okay, so perhaps you want to add a discount. You can add a discount of, let's say, 2%, and it reflects immediately, changes the amount. But I'm not sure we need to add a discount. Discount is not needed here. So if you want to add something, we're sending it to this client troops. This is the invoice for your internet subscription for the month of January, 2022. This, yeah, let's just leave it this way. So we can generate the, and generate the invoice speedily. Alright, so perhaps we want to see the invoice we just generated. Let's come here and see what happens. Okay, this is the way the invoice looks like. Let's go back to the dashboard and see what happened to this guy's. Okay, no income yet because there hasn't been payment, it's just an invoice. Okay, so going back here again to sales manage invoice, we have something like this. Okay, this is the way it looks like. It's telling you from status here that the payment is due. Okay, then let's view it and see. You can download this invoice. Let's see if we download. It's here, right? I don't want to open it yet. I'm just still going to open it. Let's have a look at the invoice generated. How it looks like. Okay, there hasn't been any payment. That's what it's telling you. No payment has been made. No discount was applied. Alright, so so let's go to the way the invoice looks like. This will show us how this invoice looks like. Remember, all these are subject to change based on the color code here. We used this for a client before, a demo for a client before, so the details there you can see sales as build match code and the likes. Alright, so this is exactly how the invoice looks like. It takes a look when you print or when you send it to a client. Okay, so let's go back to where we're coming from. So let's make a payment for this particular invoice. Okay, perhaps you have several accounts here. You can choose one, then you can choose your, we're going to come back to this client balance. Let's make the payment to bank. Perhaps the person made a transfer to bank and we'll make a payment straight up. Alright, so we come back to manage invoice. You see it has changed to paid. The invoice has changed to paid. And that changes the status of our dashboard also. Alright, total expense, total revenue is still running in negative because the amount of expense for so far is way higher than the income generated. Okay, so that is that. It's showing you here the transaction so far. This is credit. Yeah, this is debit, and this is credit. Okay, so let's go back here and see what next we're supposed to know. Invoicing, okay, custom discount rate, we've already seen it per product. Integrated stock manager, you can pull out stocks. What this means is immediately we raise an invoice. Let's see the stock. We raise just one. Manage products. So assuming this is a fiscal item, okay, so immediately we raise an invoice here, excuse me, automatically the quantity reduces. Okay, let's do one more new invoice. We have 6 items already there, so Mr. Chooks also, we're giving you an invoice again. Here we have 5 Mbps. Alright, let's make this like 2. Let's make it 4 so we can see a few other things. Okay, alright, 4 payment and receipt. So let's just generate demo invoice. Okay, right, so right here let's take a look and see what happens to the stock item. It automatically reduces to 2. It's integrated with the invoicing system. Once whatever you do here once you raise an item, it automatically affects it reduces the quantity of the item on the go. You don't need to come here and manually change it. No, you don't need to. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard and see what happened so far. There has not been any change. This remains negative because there's no payment. So this tells us it's due. Okay, so let's make payment for this in assumption that this has already been paid by the client. So we can see what happens to our dashboard. Alright, so good enough. We have a revenue. Now we're making profit. We have a revenue of $156,950. Okay, so total income so far is this, expenses is this. So it's a good way of showing you how much you've made so that you can keep track of what is going on, alright, in your shop or your warehouse, as the case may be. Okay, so this has helped us to cover this. Online payment, if you want. Decent invoicing printing template, we've already seen that. You can send quotations with proposal as email. Okay, what I forgot to tell you here is you can actually, even though we've made payment for this invoice, but I want to show you something here. You can email this invoice to the client straight up. Invoice notification or payment received. Okay, so we have contacted you in regards to a payment received for invoice, blah, 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 blah. You can just send a message. And it will go. The client will receive it straight up. Okay, it has already noted the client's email ID and the likes. Let's see whether the SMTP setting. Oh, fine, good. It goes. So that's that. Likewise, quotation, because the next item here says send quote with proposals may convert quotes to invoice. So yeah, you can do that. Let's see new quotes. We're sending new quotes to who again? To the same guy, Chooks. Okay. Lagos. Okay, so we're using one item here for a test. Demo quote here. Okay, you can write whatever you want on the quote item or note for quote, anything. Okay, you can also decide to change this number if you want. Let's say we're giving it A45. Okay, so you put up a reference, right, and then you generate a quote. And let's take a look at the quote, how it looks like. Okay, you can see. Okay, let's try to print this so that it can give us the actual look of the item, how it looks like. Okay, so this is how the quote is going to look like when it's printed. Alright, that makes a whole lot of sense. So here, what it's saying is that you can email this quote. Send quotes with proposal as email. Let's take a look at that. You can send it as an email here. Send proposal. Okay? You can edit whatever you've done. Yes, you can convert to invoice. This is it. It will go straight up. Let's send. Perfect. It's gone. They didn't show us a sign, but it's gone. Yeah. Oh, good. Email sent successfully. So let's convert this quote to invoice. Yes. Let's convert it to invoice. It's actually a question. Convert the quote as invoice. Are you sure? Yes, we are. It's gone. So let's come here to manage invoices. You will see that, which is raised now. Okay. So that is that. One more thing you see, you can decide to make payment, partial payment. Perhaps if this client sends 100,000 or let's say 50,000 naira instead of the complete amount. Okay. Let's see what happens here. If you want to make payments, you can say 50,000 naira, 1, 2, 3. And we're definitely going to see how it affects the nature of the invoice. Yeah, the color changes to blue, telling you payment has been made partially. Okay, so when you now come here, open this, it will tell you that this client has paid 50,000 and a balance of 57,500. It's quite interesting. So you can go back again if you want to complete the payment, but before we do that, let's see something from the clients. Let's manage clients. Yes, because we're coming to somewhere here. Excuse me. Oh, there's somewhere here that it says about client customer management e-wallet. Yeah, we're coming here. Well, let's just do something here. We can create an e-wallet for this customer. Sorry about that. E-wallet for this customer Chooks. Okay, view Chooks. Anyway, it shows you all the details of what the transaction Chooks has done so far, but that's not our interest now. Let's create an e-wallet, an amount for Chooks. Let's create an e-wallet of 200,000. 1, 2, 3. So what this means is, peradventure, Chooks paid an upfront amount, just dumped 200,000 into our company account for subsequent transactions. Here, let's see what happens. Yeah, good. It says current balance 0. Let's refresh this. Yeah, current balance is 200,000. Good enough. Good. Okay, we've done this before, just to show the previous line. But let's go back to manage invoice here and see what happened in this partial payment. I'm going to show you something here. All right. So now payment method, instead of us saying paid, cash, bank, and the likes, let's pick client balance. Remember, we've deposited 200,000 on Chooks e-wallet. So let's see what happens here. This is the balance payment, 57,500. So we're going to see something like 100,000 plus in Chooks account as balance. So let's make this payment straight up. Payment done. Manage. Alright, paid. Go back to Chooks interface and see what happens to Chooks. Manage client. Chooks, view Chooks. And let's see Chooks wallet. Chooks wallet automatically reduces by the amount we've deducted so far. Alright, that's a good one. Pretty good one. Lovely, as I can see. So it's telling us today we've raised 3 invoices so far. And this today says it's 645,000 naira. And so far we have a revenue of 264,000 naira. Very interesting, quite interesting. It gives you the breakdown of all the whole transactions. One more thing is, if you take a look at Manage Client Chooks interface here, open Chooks and you see all the whole transaction income, expense. There's no expense done on Chooks right now, so and then there's no outstanding. But Chooks has a current balance of 142,500 naira. Oh, perfect. And if you want to see more, you can see everything. Current balance. Okay, paid from balance. Yes, it shows you the payment method here. Paid cash, paid from bank, bank transfer, cash, then paid from balance. You can view more if you want. Okay, what next? Going over to, okay, convert quotes to invoice. We've seen that. Purchase order. Okay, let's see what happens. Send purchase order receipt with your stock requirement to supplier, integrate inventory. This is very profound and interesting. But let's take a look at what happened. Purchase order. Yes, purchase order. Okay, purchase order goes to who? It's supposed to go to suppliers. Okay, let's see. Do we have suppliers added? Manage suppliers. Okay, yeah, we have suppliers added. Okay, fine, we can go do that. Let's see. New purchase order. Assuming we're buying the subscription from MTN Nigeria. Oh, we have MTN here. Warehouse, Lagos. Product code 5 Mbps. Yes. Perhaps we want to buy a quantity at the rate of let's say we're buying for 1 year. 1 year is 12 months. Okay, 12 months. All right. Good. Yeah, so let's see. So we're buying at the rate of 100,000. Yeah, at the rate of 100,000. Generate purchase order. Okay. Yeah. So we generate purchase order. Let's manage order. Okay. Let me see something. Okay, yeah. So it tells you to. Yeah, I wanted to show you this. Tells you to update stock. Yes, we've added 12 quantities. Yes, because of this particular place. Integrate with inventory. So it automatically adds that 12 units. Once I click yes, if I don't want it to add, then I can click no. Then you come here. If you come to stock management, you get to see where's out of stock again. Item manager, manage product. You get to see that this has increased to by 12. Yes, it has increased by 12. Okay, so let's come here. What next did it tell us about? We can send purchase receipt. Okay, good. Assuming we have this purchase order, we want to send it to the supplier. Okay, this is the supplier. Or rather, this is the item here. So we can send it purchase requests. Good. Send. Let's see what happens. They come back to tell us successful. Good. Email sent successfully. Let's have a look at how it looks like. This is the purchase order. This is the purchase order. Okay, let's go back and we're going to see what happened. This is our expense. It has not recorded this purchase order as part of our expenses because we haven't made payment. Okay, so assuming this has been, we have given the client go ahead to supply the item, or our vendor rather, to supply the item. So we are going to say, oh, we have made payment. Let's make payment here. We have paid this guy from our bank. You can see it's not giving you the option of client, client balance, because this is not our client. This is our supplier or vendor, as the case may be. This is an expense on our own side, 129,000 naira. Then we make payment. Alright, so you see what happens. Our expense has increased to 509,000 naira because we just made a purchase and we made a payment for the purchase, and it tells us, oh, we have a debit of this amount. These things will help you to manage your expense and revenue, your net income, how much you've made so far. So let's progress to the next one. Okay, and good enough that you can come back and have track of all your activities, manage the other, even though you've finished the transaction, but everything is still here. This will show you in case you want to revisit the activity. Manage invoices. All the invoices you've raised so far are still there. Manage quotes. This is the quote we raised pending. Okay, it's still pending. Alright, so now, okay, fine. Next item on the list is track stock, worth category wise, manage product with livestock status. Okay, so let's take a look at the stock management. Product categories. You can manage product. Okay, point to point, we have 13 pieces. Let's say 13 months, as the case may be. So it's expected that after the sales of this item, this is the amount we're going to generate as sales, the outcome. This is the purchase amount. So the subtraction of this 1.3 million from 1.5 million gives us a breakdown of expected revenue or the profits we're going to get from this. Okay, so now we're done with this. Track this, manage product with livestock status. Yes, another thing again is there's something we didn't do. Let's manage product here now. This guy, we didn't tell it. Oh, okay. Oh no, this guy reduced the. Oh, that was the changes we made so far. Okay, let me use. No, other login details. Alright, that has the overall. You can actually granulate permissions for users. Okay, where were we? We were at the point of, okay, manage item. Managing products. Here. Yeah, so this has a full right. So a large quantity, we said 0. Take for instance, let's say the large quantity is 13. So 12. What it means is once we raise an invoice, if we raise one more invoice here with the quantity of item to be 1 or 1 month, we'll get to see what happens. The implication of this 12, a large quantity 12, means that the threshold of 12 items remaining, please give me an alert. Let's update this. Good enough. Fine. Okay, so let's raise one more invoice here to this chief choose. Okay, so I'm not going to add anything further so that we can see what happens. Come to your dashboard, you scroll down, straight up. So it tells you here, this is stock alert. It tells you, oh, this item is remaining 12 bandwidth, and this is the name of the item, 5 Mbps monthly bandwidth subscription. You have 12 units of this item left. Okay, so that's by the way. So you can manage product with livestock status, customer management, e-wallet, we've already seen this guy, and income and expenses per customer. We've also seen that supplier management. Let's come here to see the interface for supplier. Manage suppliers. Okay, so if we take a look here, you can see expenses, how much we paid the supplier so far. So at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you can actually view and see who have you made the highest purchase from. Who among the vendors have you paid the highest for the year? And you can also see who among your client has given you more fund or more income. We don't have any income from this person. A client can also be a supplier and at the same time a customer, as the case may be. Alright, so that's for that. Then what next? Mr. Sam here. Let's view Mr. Sam. I'm not sure, we haven't had any transaction with Mr. Sam so far. So that's for the supply. Income and expense by customer, get record of purchase order, we've already done. Get record purchase orders, we've already done purchase order. Payment record for supplier, we've already done that. Account, payment for invoice will reflect sales and purchase is integrated into account. So we can see here, there's option for creation of an account. Let's manage account. We've already done something like this before. We've created an account here. Okay, so we'll have 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Demo account here. The balance of 145 something. Let's ignore this for now. Let's see. Assuming we want to create a new account. Let's say new account. Demo account 2. You see where this is applicable. So let's take for instance from here. Okay, this payment has not been made. Let's make this payment. That's assuming the customer has paid. Okay, we can decide to choose that this payment should go into the second account. That's the implication. Okay, so let's just maintain 1 so far and confirm payment. Then come over here, all payment activity, customer transaction, data report, ticket base, and all that. So let's see where that is. You can see all view transactions. Everything is recorded here. Payment, credit. This is credit and debit. You can give it a summary of everything. Even if they grow 100, you can just increase the number of items you're going to see here. To increase it, and you can scroll down to view whatever you want to view. Then let's generate data report, account statement for people that really understand accounting. So you can generate it based on the duration of a particular period of time if you want. Okay, so we want all transactions to be seen. Okay, in this particular guide, let's view. Let's see what happens. So it tells you the ones that are credit, the ones that are debit, blah blah, balance. I'm not sure I understand all these ones so much. Yes, but it's quite explicit. You can see credit, debit means you paid someone. Credit means this was paid into your account. Okay, so at this point, okay, we had this negative balance. We received the credit, okay, and it deducted it from here and keeps balancing it till the end. So that's for that. And income, expenses, sales, purchase, and all that, ticket, project management if you want, tax manager, miscellaneous, and the rest of them. Okay, so support ticket, so let's manage tickets. Nobody has. Yeah, the expectation of this is that each of your clients has access to login into their own interface. Once you create a client, it tends to generate details for the client. If you want the person to log in, the person can log in and see what's going on in his or her own interface at every point in time. Alright, so it's quite a lovely one. This is the interface where you create new users. Okay, and tell them what to do. Alright, so the role for each of them, anybody on sales, there's a little bit restriction to what they can do, so of which you can remove the restriction if you want. Okay, so sales manager, business owner, sales team, inventory manager, and project manager. That is for this employee interface. Settings is company settings and every of the activities, billing terms and the likes, email configuration, theme, support ticket, about, update, and the likes. Okay, payment settings, payment gateways, that if you want to be receiving payment online, if you want your customers to be making payment with credit card, payment currencies, currency exchange, banks, and the likes. Let's click the banks and see what it brings up. So, okay, this is what we use for the other clients in such a way that when you send a link to your customers, once they click on make payment, it will bring up this particular details for them. Yeah, we display publicly when customer click on pay with cash. Okay, so that is that. Yeah, Zenith Bank. The customer is going to see all these details. Once he clicks pay, you will see the link that we send to the client when you send email an invoice. We email an invoice to a customer. Okay, just like from here, if you email this invoice, a link goes with the invoice that the customer will see. Okay, let's see if there's. Let's copy this URL and see what happens to it. Okay. Let's see how it shows. Okay, yeah, so this is how it shows here. Credit card or pay cash. If you click on pay cash, it will bring up this details. Okay. So next in Nigeria, we use this for demo for another client, That's why you're seeing all this mix-up of names. So this is exactly what this is telling you. Yeah, as bank account. Okay, yeah. So that's for that. The lists of your clients are here. You want to see them and all of that. So this is a perfect platform for desktop view. It's also quite responsive on mobile if you want to be doing the job on mobile. So we're going to do a mobile view, the demonstration for the mobile interface or mobile view, so you can also see how it looks like. Okay, perhaps you have any questions or anything, you can just email us. Alright, info@xenotrix or support@xenotrix.com, or leave us a chat message on our website, www.xenotrix.com. Okay, www.xenotrix.com. If you need us to talk more from there. Sorry. Okay, so this is our platform, our website. It's after loading, it comes up with, you can call us here on this mobile device down here. After when it's done loading, it will bring up the chat platform. So you can also chat us up. It's a live chat. Alright. So a whole lot we've done so far. Okay, while this is loading, I think, yeah. Oh, the chat is in there. What's about the time? Time is still pretty much young. Okay, so live chat here. This is live chat. You can just leave us messages. It's pretty much better off. Okay, I think it's a new interface, but you can call us here or send a message to info@xenotrix.com at any point in time. You can go through and see what we can offer. Thanks for your time and thanks for your patience. Goodbye.